Hi and welcome to Maggie Chats Books. Today I'm going to do a book haul for July. These are books that I've acquired, some through Book Depository and some through the Half Price bookstore here in town. So I'll get started with the ones I got from Book Depository. The first one is Neil deGrasse Tyson's Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. And this book is probably like a Astrophysics for Dummies, but written by a real astrophysicist. So I'm excited to read this just to see what it's all about. I do like space and science fiction kind of thing, so it'd be nice to read about actual facts to do with space. The next book is a classic that I've been wanting to read, and it's The Little Prince. And this book is about a pilot who lands on an island, I believe, and meets this little prince, and I believe there's storytelling and everything. It's a classic book, and I'm sure most people have read it. It's one that I have never read, so I thought I'd give it a go. It's quite short. This book is paperback, but it does have some really nice graphics in it, so looking forward to reading that one. The next one is called The Tidal Zone by Sarah Moss. I've not read anything by Sarah Moss, and this book is about a young woman who apparently becomes ill, and it's told, I guess, from her parents' point of view or her point of view. I'm not really sure, but it's the impact to her family and what happens to her after this illness. As you can tell, I don't know much about this book, but I have heard good things about it, so I thought I would give it a try. The next book is one I've heard quite a bit about from booktubers, mostly from the UK, and this is Stay With Me by Adebami Adebayo. And this is a story that takes place in Africa. A young woman is married, and her husband are unable to have children. His family convinces him to take another wife so that he can have a child and carry on his name. And I wouldn't normally be drawn to a book like this, but apparently there's a lot of twists and different angles to this book that made it a top favorite for a lot of people that reviewed it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this is about. It did make the long list for the Bailey's Women's Prize, but I don't know if it was shortlisted. I know it didn't win. I think The Power won the Bailey's Prize this year. The next book is a mystery book, I believe, by Kate Atkinson. This is a book that I believe is her first book. It's called Behind the Scenes at the Museum. It is I believe, a narrative of a woman's or a young girl's life, or a woman's life, taking her through. This is, I believe, a mystery. The author was recommended by Simon Savage Reads. I did buy The Lake House, which I hauled earlier this week, and so I wanted to get two different books to try out from her, and this is one. I'm not sure which one I'll read first, but looking forward to some new mysteries. I have read Sherlock Holmes, which I did enjoy. Didn't think I was going to enjoy so much, so I'm trying new mysteries. The next three books are from the Half Price bookstore, and the thing I like about the Half Price bookstore is you can get some really nice hardback books for hardly anything, and I think the average is $7 to $9. So the first one I got was Amy Tan's The Bonesetter Starter, and Amy Tan is an author I've not read anything from, and I've been wanting to. This book is about a woman in her 80s that decides to tell her story of her childhood and life, I believe, in China. So I thought this would be a good one to start with because it really intrigued me to hear about this one, and we'll see how that one goes. The next one I got is Nadia Hashima, When the Moon is Low, and this is a novel that takes place in Afghanistan. A woman in an arranged marriage apparently is in a loving marriage, although it was an arranged marriage, and she has children. The regime changes within Afghanistan, and they begin to imprison and execute people, and her family is targeted. So she is forced to leave Afghanistan with her children and go to London. I don't know much more than that. The author is from the U.S. She's an Afghan American, and this book I just looked up a little bit about, and it got some good reviews, so this will be my first novel of hers as well. And the last book I got was one that I had never heard of. I just picked it up. It's called The Dry by Jane Harper. I believe it's a mystery. It's about a federal agent who has left his hometown with some secrets, and he goes on to a life as a federal agent. His best friend from childhood is killed along with his family, and before the funeral, the agent receives a message or mail or something that says, I know your friend lied. I know you lied. Come back to the funeral. So this is probably going to be quite a mystery with some of his federal agent knowledge brought into it. And I've never heard of Jane Harper or this book, so I can't tell you what everybody else has thought about it. So it'll be a first kind of fresh book for me. And that's the haul for July. I hope you enjoyed it. If you hauled any of these books, or if you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them. And I hope to be reading most of those throughout the year. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.